second installment of this Revit template creation. Today we're going to cover the annotation and how to create your own annotation for various types of scales and sizes, and also for presentation. So what I normally do is I normally go and I'll create a drafting view, and I'll just I'll call it text, and leave it at 1:1 so you can get a true feeling of the text. Right, so Revit comes out of the box with a few standard text, so we're going to take one of them and manipulate it to create our own. Right, so first of all, I'd go to text, which is under annotation. So annotation text, and it'll prompt me what I want to do. The few text styles it's got, it just comes up with some sizes, and it's Arial. So we leave it as Arial in this case, but you can choose whichever one you want to use. So pick that, and comes up big, and I'll just go, I'll call it what I want to call it. So I'll go 2.5 millimeter um, Arial underscore TR for transparent, and I'll show you why I do that. I think that's a good enough description. Click out of that. So I'm going to bring that size back. All right, so that's my first one. So in there, once I've got it done, I just go edit. I'm going to duplicate that one, leave it as 25 Arial underscore TR for transparent. Say OK. And this is where the transparency thing comes in. So I don't want it to be the background to be opaque. I want it to be transparent, right? Transparent, and I'll show you the difference between the two soon. I'll make it 2.5. I normally bring back the tab size to about 5 or 7, and it'll make sense as we go on. The other thing we can do is the arrow size. We've got various types of arrowheads in there, which we might have to alter or adjust soon. So I'll say the other thing I need to do is add the arrow type in there. That's right. So let's rename that 2.5 millimeter Arial. I'll just say Arial arrow, and transparent, and OK for the arrow, and I go OK. So what this does is it's an Arial. It looks a bit wide. Yeah, 1 millimeter wide. It's Arial. It looks okay. So that if I pick it now and I use these icons here to put the leader style on, so I can see it's different. It's a sort of a funny arrow. It's an open arrow. So we need to go and create our arrow types, right? And I'm go to manage, additional settings, annotation, arrowheads. So this is where we can start. It's got a whole lot of arrowhead styles in there, and we can see if these will actually work for us. Let's go with the arrow full 20-degree. Oh, they actually are in there. So if we pick that again, edit, and I go look for there we go, arrow full 20 degrees is normally what I want, and that's what your arrow would look like, right? So we've created one, and then I'll just copy that one down. Actually, just move that up a little bit. Right, and then that one there, I would change it to say edit, duplicate the same, but I'll make that opaque. Go OK, make the transparency opaque. Use the same arrow fill 20 degrees, say okay. Now what this does is for opaque to transparency is if I draw a line, let's put it a 5.5 continuous line, and I draw a line through there, I can see that on the opaque the text sits above the line. On the transparency you can see both the line and the text going through each other, so that's the reason why I do that. Right, so that's for my aerial. For the arrows, so what I'll do is I'll just copy both of those, and then let's just take these up a little bit just so it looks neat. Cool. So this one there is going to be so edit, duplicate, 2.5 aerial, and I'm going to make this one an open dot. Okay, I'm just going to call it open dot, and there's reasons for open dot. I use it normally to when I'm annotating reinforcement, so I go open dot, okay, and all I'm doing is I'm going to look for an open dot on here, which I should have filled open dot 2 mm, and you can change the size of that dot if needed later on. So we can go open. I should have actually put in the name there, arrow op for opaque. This one there is going to be underscore open dot transparent. That one will be open dot opaque. Right, so for back to this one, we've got it as open dot transparent. Just make sure we've got our transparency. It is transparent, it's open dot, that's cool, and we can see it has an open dot. The same with the transparency. I can go and I'll make it that, but I'll edit it, duplicate it, and just change the prefix to op4, sorry, yep, op4 opaque. Say okay. Make sure you change that to opaque and okay. I guess the best thing to do is just maybe draw a line down so you can actually make sure your opaques are opaque. The other one I do is a close dot, so just copy the two of them, just call it dot. Let's call that dot. Alright, so that one there, edit, duplicate, dot, and find a full dot. Two more, okay. So you can see it changes that, and on that one there, same thing, edit, duplicate, just call it dot. Okay, and change that to dot. you can go ahead and create your text for 2.5, 3.5, 5, and 7 if needed. Right, so to create all the others, all I do is I copy from the previous size of text to the next one, and first of all just rename all of them. I'll rename that 7, so I'm going to make up a 7 more high text. Alright, so I need to now change the style or the height of it. So I pick it, and if I look at it, it still says 5 mil text. So I go edit, and then I duplicate it. If I just rename it, it's going to rename the original text. So I duplicate it. I get rid of the 2 because it's made it a second one of the same one. Change the name to 7. Okay, and change the size, right, which is under text size. Change the text size to 7 and say okay. So you see the text size should change, and all you do is just pull it out a bit. Cool, so that's all done now. So now we've done all our text from 2.5, 3.5, 5 mil and 7 mil high. I've drawn a line through each just to make sure that the your peg actually works. Like you can see, this is if I pick there, that's a solid line just going through it, and that's how we do our text. So you know, if you go to anywhere in your model or in any of your views, and you just go TX for text, um, you can zoom in and just type text test, and you can see that for 1 in 100 it looks like that. It scales up automatically, right? So that scales up to big, so it scales up automatically. You don't need to worry about scaling. And yeah, that does our text for us. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.